Hare Krishna. There's a very interesting sutra in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, Sutra 120, where Patanjali gives 5 steps, 5 aspects of attaining perfection. So he says like this: perfection is attained by 1. Faith, 2. Vigorous endeavor, 3. Memory, 4. Trance, and 5. Discernment. So let's take a look at those 5 a little closer. First, faith. By faith, he means that the first thing to attain perfection is you have to, believe that you have a process which will give you that perfection. You have to have faith in the process, or else you won't start practicing it, right? We need faith to do anything. You need faith to get out of bed. It's not just, he's not really referring here to faith in the sense of devotion to God. He talks about that in other sutras, but that's not what he means here. Here, faith just means like you believe it's going to work. That belief that it's going to work drives you forward, opens you up to make it happen. Again, you need faith to do anything, to go to school, to be good at any job, because you have to believe that it's worth doing it so that you do it. So faith. Second, vigorous endeavor. And Patanjali always emphasizes, one of the things I like a lot about the Yoga Sutras is that Patanjali always emphasizes the need to put effort into it. Yoga isn't just about, again, just faith like other systems. Maybe they say, oh, just believe this and you're done, But not yoga. Yoga really talks about, no, you have to practice. You have your sadhana. You really have to go for it. You have to work on it, because yoga is about working your mind, adjusting the focus of your mind, where your mind is at, what your focus is, what are you doing with your life, your habits. I mean, it's intense, and it requires a lot of effort. And the more effort you put into it, Patanjali explains, the quicker the results will come. So yoga has this very practical presentation of, look, you get what you put into it. So vigorous endeavor means if you want perfection, you're going to have to really put some serious effort into it. I mean, you can advance with not so much effort, but if you want perfection, and this sutra is about attaining perfection, if you want perfection, then you have to put a lot of effort into it, which is true for anything in life, right? I mean, if you want to be great at any sport, if you want to be great at any, anything you do, you're going to have to put a lot of effort into it. It won't be so easy. So, vigorous endeavor, 2. 3, memory. By memory, he means that you have to constantly remember your goals, constantly remember your priorities, constantly remember what you want, who you are, where you are, what you're doing. It's always this constant, being aware of who you are and what's going on. You have to do that to maintain your focus on the goal. So always remembering, because we forget, our mind drifts off, and it's, oh, wait a second, I have to bring my mind back to the here and now. I have to bring my mind back to my Dharma. I have to bring my mind back to my divine connection. Always bringing back this memory of, how to do it, what am I doing, what are my priorities. So memory. 4, trance. And here trance is a translation for the word samadhi. So of course, the samadhi is the 8th limb of Ashtanga yoga. It's the perfection of yoga. So samadhi means that you're completely absorbed in your goal. So in the goal of yoga, we have complete absorption, in the highest levels, complete absorption in transcendence, in God. So this samadhi, this complete absorption of your mind in the ultimate goal of yoga, which is this divine connection. Yoga means connection. So Ishvara Pranidhana, so this divine connection with Ishvara, with the Lord. So samadhi, trance, and last, discernment, which here is a translation for viveka, which is a key word that comes up a lot in the Yoga Sutras. Viveka, discernment, which is knowing how to separate the two energies that exist in reality: divine energy, consciousness, spiritual energy, and material energy. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, I have 2 energies, and he describes these 2. So this material energy is energy without consciousness. It's, the stuff of the material world, no consciousness. It's a divine energy. It's still in the sense it's from God, so it's considered divine. Krishna says, Devi Esha Gunamai, these gunas, this energy that makes up the material world, the gunas, is my divine energy, he says. So yeah, it's divine in that sense, but it doesn't have consciousness, but we have consciousness. So to distinguish the two things, soul and matter, is the ultimate purpose of yoga. And in the Yoga Sutras, he uses that a lot, viveka, always about viveka. The objective is to attain viveka. And he just drives that conversation to the point of like, okay, when you really get viveka, then of course you've achieved perfection, you've liberated, you're no longer going to have to take another material body. So viveka, this discernment, always being aware of these two energies, key point in yoga. Always seeing, when you see someone, for example, you're seeing both energies combined because you're seeing a material body made of matter, but with a soul driving it. So when you see somebody, when you see anything that's alive, you're seeing this combination of spiritual energy, consciousness, and material energy. You've seen this combination, but you have to remember, okay, that's just a machine made of material energy, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, with a soul driving it, and more precisely, with a super soul next to the soul. So there's two presence, there's two entities in every living entity, the soul and the super soul, and then the covering is material. So that's it. That's an interesting sutra, Sutra 120 from the chapter 1, Sutra 20, on how to attain perfection. Hare Krishna.